They responded. The sermon looked like this year that got their attention was, what do you have in your hand? Amen.
Amen.
They responded to others in the beginning, oh, don't be afraid, Jesus on his journey. All of that goes out all over the country. And people can hear and know what your church is doing just through the preach word itself. Amen.
Amen.
You got Luke, the 3rd chapter?
Amen.
All right. Amen. Let's go down to the 41st verse. About 15 minutes. Every year Jesus' parents went to Jerusalem for the Passover festival. When Jesus was 12 years old, they attended the festival as usual. After the celebration was over, they started home to Nazareth. But Jesus stayed behind in Jerusalem. His parents didn't miss him at first because they assumed he was among the other tribes. When he didn't show up that evening, they started looking for him among the relatives and friends. When they couldn't find him, they went back to Jerusalem to search for him there. 3 days later, they finally discovered him in the temple, sitting among the religious teachers, listening to them and asking questions. All who heard him were amazed at his understanding and his answers. His parents didn't know what to think. Son, his mother said to him, why have you done this to us? Your father and I have been frantic, searching for you everywhere. Listen to him. But why did you need to search? He asked. And you know that I must be about my father's house. King James says about his business. But they didn't understand what he meant. Then he returned to Nazareth with them and was obedient to them. His mother stored all these things in her heart. Jesus grew in wisdom, stature, and in favor with God and all the people. I want to talk about for a few minutes. Jesus said, I must be about my Father's business.
Amen.
Say that back to me. I must be about my Father's business.
Amen.
Our deacons and our members, look at this story from a natural standpoint. You will never figure out Jesus. And I'm thankful that I don't have to figure out Jesus. All I need to know is that Jesus saved. Do I have any help? Give me 10 minutes. Any help? Huh? So the record says that they went back for the Passover festival when Jesus was 12 years old. So I want you to know Jesus was about his Father's business when he was only 12 years old.
Amen.
I used to watch people in the old days in church, and they used to say who had it and who didn't have it. And he not old enough and she not old enough. Jesus had everything he needed.
Amen.
So he could be about whose business? All right. Now, we claim to be Christians. Whose business are you about? Are you about Jesus' business? Or are you about your business? See, that's a decision in the text that you got to make. I must be about my Father's business. That's why you don't let people upset you. That's why you don't pay people no attention. Now, y'all really get this. Learn how to deal with people this way. If they can't say anything good, leave it alone. And most of the time when they come to you, they come with something negative. Some garbage, something you don't want to hear. But Jesus was about his Father's business.
All right.
Don't you know this world would be in a better shape if people were about the business of the Lord?
Amen.
Amen.
Preach.
Saw a little young lady at the hospital, LeBron. Daddy was holding the baby.
Yes, Lord.
And the man, whoever did the shooting, whoever it was, killed the father. The
Amen.
baby got 5 bullets, but the baby is still living. You gonna tell me not God on a miracle woman? He saved. All of that. Little boy, 12 years old, yesterday on Christmas Day, he's in the house for shooting the house and killed him. If people, I'm trying to just give you a thought, would just be about the Heavenly Father's business. Attended the festival. And it was over. Started on July. To show you how much hell Jesus was going to catch. The book said, but Jesus stayed behind in Jerusalem. His parents didn't listen at first because they assumed he was among the other tribes. But when he didn't show up that evening, they started looking for him among the relatives and friends. See, when you are about the business of the Lord, let me try to make it as plain as I can. You don't have time for a whole lot of foolishness. I'm a very no-nonsense person. I'm sorry. I have to be. Sure, I love to laugh and joke and tease. I'm good with that. But I want you to know our purpose is to be about our Father's business. And when you're going to do that, you're not going to have many friends.
Amen.
You're not going to have many associates when you're about your Father's business. That's not going to happen. Now, if you ready to do a lot of amen, you'll have so many friends that they say you can't shake a stick up. But when you are about your Father's business, you saw what Jesus did. He separated himself from the other. Relatives, friends, whatever. You have to separate yourself.
Amen.
When you really say yourself, you have to separate yourself.
Amen.
Let me tell you what they'll do to you. Be good, man. When you are going to the parties, drinking and partying, I've done all of it. When you've done all of that, you have something to vote, right?
Amen.
But when you go to the club and tell them I don't drink anymore, they're ready to get rid of you. What you coming for me? I'm being real because I got too many watching me right now. I'm on YouTube. Yeah! You have to separate yourself.
Amen.
So when you come to the party like that, they say that nerd sitting on the bar. What's wrong with him? The record said, but when he didn't show up that evening, they started looking for him. When they couldn't find him, they went back to Jerusalem to search for him. 3 days journey. 3 days later, they finally discovered him in the temple. Sitting among the what? Religious teachers. Listening to them and asking questions. All who heard him were amazed at his understanding and his answers. His parents didn't know what to think. Son, his mother said to him, I'm giving you just straight out of the text. Why have you done this to us? Jesus was saying to himself, what have I done to y'all? I haven't done anything to my mother and father. I must be. I want us to develop that attitude for 2022. I must be. Every time I preach, I got a thought for you. I must be. When Sunday morning comes, say, I must be. When Monday morning, Tuesday, Wednesday, I must be about my Father's business. Don't let all that foolishness get in the way. It'll do it. Parents didn't know what to think. Mother said to him, why have you done this to us? Your father and I have been frantic, searching for you everywhere. you're Jesus. This is what's so heavy. I wish I had time. But why did you need to serve? See, Jesus really had hope that Joseph and Mary knew who he was. That's the mother now.
Amen.
Not the biological father, but the stepfather.
Amen.
They didn't know who he was. That's heavy. That's heavy. Here goes his mother. We were frantic. We are looking for you. You would be the same way.
Amen.
I would be the same way.
Right.
Why is it? But when they found him, that's the same way of training your children and trying to rear your children and teach them. They're not going to understand be about their father's business. You got to teach them.
Amen. Amen. No, you're right.
I wish I had grandchildren in my family that I could really teach and really help. I've given my grandson 2 Bibles. I might not get his attention. You don't know what might get their attention. But when I say something to them, I mean what I say.
Amen.
Have I got a witness in here?
Amen.
Why did you need to search? Didn't you know that I must be about my father's house, his business? They didn't understand what he meant. Sometimes in life, some of your children ain't going to do nothing.
Amen.
And you got to accept that. Some of them don't want to do nothing. But you still teach them. I hurt. And when I say hurt, I hurt really spiritually. Because there's such a great falling away from the church.
Amen.
Jimmy doesn't know this. I even stopped and told the children. I didn't talk to them about Jesus. I let them enjoy Christmas.
Amen.
But I don't think they would ever forget the place that they came up here and enjoyed Christmas.
Amen.
But if you keep them around the church long enough, how many of y'all remember Dad and Mama kept me in church? I don't know what I'm saying. Kept me. Didn't let you go. In church. When I was 18, I said I would never going to no church no more. That's in the text. They weren't even able to teach Jesus. You know why? Jesus was the Savior. He was the only child born in the world. He didn't need no teaching then. But today, you need to teach your children.
Amen.
This world is in an uproar because we are not talking about God. We want to put God on the back burner. God is still the answer. I'm closing this year out in this Christmas message. You must be about your Father's business. Last little verse. Then he returned to Nazareth with them and was obedient as a child should be. His mother stored all these things in her heart. See, your mama gonna always be close to you.
Amen. Amen.
She didn't really understand. But I remember preaching about Mary. She told the Lord, I am the Lord's servant. Y'all remember me preaching about that?
Amen.
That's who the mother was. Her life was of service to him. Whatever you asked me to do, she was with it. Some things to put out in that last verse. Jesus grew in wisdom, stature, and in favor with God and all the people. That's why when you see folk and they're the same way they always been, they don't grow.
Amen.
There's no growth in their life.
Amen.
When you see folk ready to hell all the time,
Amen.
there's no spiritual growth.
Amen.
When there's spiritual growth in your life, you get to what the message is trying to tell you today. I must be about my Father's business.
That's right.
I told you, I sat in the chair, ate a good breakfast. Next thing I know, I crawled to sleep. But when my wife said it's time to go, I hit the shower and came on the track.
Amen.
I'm glad she was there because I've been sleeping right now. Come on, help me here, somebody. I try to keep it real with you all. See, Satan knows what to do to you. He knows to fill your belly up and get you full of food. And you ain't going to do nothing but sit down and go to sleep. You're going to forget all about preaching and church and everything. Don't take, how many of y'all know it don't take but a second? Satan don't leave but 1 second with you to mess you up. Just 1 second. I didn't hold you too long. I must be about my Father's business. He will let you grow in stature and favor with Him on the inside. He will fix you and undo. When you are about your Father's business, whoever you come in contact with, He'll let you know what they are.
So true.
Do y'all hear what I'm saying?
Amen.
If you grow in stature and favor, He'll let you know whoever it is you're dealing with. He'll tell you what they're all about. Y'all in church this morning because y'all have grown in stature and favor. I'm just trying to tell you what has happened to you. And in that process, you can leave here saying, I must be about my Father's business.
Amen.
It doesn't happen to y'all tonight. Did you read the text? I said he grew. Being a Christian is a growing process.
Amen.
You know, you don't just become grown in this overnight. And you're going to be sinning and lying and cheating and stealing and doing everything. But if you stay in this process, stay in it. And see, I got news for you. You don't have to miss church 22. Don't miss church for 1 Sunday before you know it, you're at home.
Amen.
Have I gotten to help you? Before you know it, the growth that you expect to have, Satan will make sure you don't grow.
Amen.
There will be no faith. How many of y'all know faith is what's on our lives this morning? Come on, give him a hand clap of praise if you know that's what's on your life this morning. I didn't preach hard, just something to think about. I must be about, don't worry about if you're getting sick and tired and weary and worn. I wish I could go to my sister-in-law and tell her this is not the time right now because she's still in that grieving moment.
Amen.
Huh?
Amen.
When you lose a child, that ain't nothing to play with. No mother wants her children to go before her. But later on, I'll be able to tell my sister-in-law, baby, this was a growing experience. She lost her husband the same way.
Amen.
But when you're about your Father's business, He'll fix you for everything.
Yes,
He'll allow you to grow. He'll give you favor. I ought to be getting some hand claps in here. There's some talking through the word this morning. He'll allow you to grow.
I know He will.
In stature and faith, He'll let you do. Wisdom, He'll give it out.
Amen.
Knowledge, understanding.
Yes, He will.
And people be wondering, you know, every time I see Johnny May, I know Johnny May, she always got that happy smile.
Amen.
She always got that joyful attitude.
Amen.
You'll never know what's going on with her. And she ain't gonna say nothing about what she's going through. She always keeps it to herself.
Amen.
And if she want to share it, she's going to be very professional about it. You know, some folks, they don't know how to be professional and know how to keep their mouth closed.
Amen.
When you're growing in stature and in favor, y'all got it?
Amen.
Understanding who God gave it to you.
Amen.
All right.
When death of a loved one hits you, you'll be able to handle it.
Amen.
See, when my mama died, when my daddy died, I didn't have no problem with it. Because when daddy died, I said, Lord, it's time for me to preach. I've been running and running and running. I don't want to work with that. I saw it as a child growing up. But when I saw him in the casket, and I reached in and touched the hand of him, I got to go. Had a lot of friends, and man, we knew you were gonna pray. I said, yeah. There ain't nowhere to be found.
Amen.
So there ain't nowhere to be found, my baby. But when God has something for you to do, you have got to do what he tells you to do. Give God a hand clap of praise. I'm out of here. I must be about my Father's business. Got something for us. I must be. He'll tell you when. When the wind all stand. We have about 10 minutes early. I must be when I leave for 22.